Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
I love people as I meet them one by one. People are just wonderful as individuals. You see the whole...
My great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I am the greatest. We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it? He can't feel but one way, and let's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a tramp.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
If I'm a one-hit wonder, at least I got one, huh? At least I got something. Really ain't me. The beat bumping, one song could change lives. Let's see something. One joke could save lives. We gon' keep coming, keep functioning. Something out of nothing. Ball-wise, I'm top 300. Get your favorite artist. I'll chop it up with mutton. If they haters, your ghosts could be bludgeon. If they for real, we getting money. Subtract BS minus Negroes, cutting everything authentic. Stupid shit I did it. Punishing myself like my mom prison. No questions, no tea, not lifting. One time for tea, being broke wasn't living. One hit wonder. At least I got.
Yo. What up? Peace, blessings, glory, praise, and honor to the Most High. How's everybody doing? Saturday. What's the word? Are we in a good space? Are we grateful? Are we humbled? Are we relaxing? Is your heart heavy? How you feeling? Whatever you got going on, I hope and pray that before the evening is out, all of it goes away. That is replaced with something more fulfilling, more pleasant, more joyous. Shout outs to my poets, writers, content creators. You know who you are. An addendum. Rob for the intro. Sid, Jason. All the good folks, man, just come across this platform over the last year plus. You see the title? I got the clip. Got my partner in the building. We're gonna have a little conversation. Matter of fact, let me see something real quick. All right, bring him up on the screen. Yo, what up?
Yeah, it's Saturday, man. You know, Saturday night now. This is called the main event.
The main event, huh? We want to see. You sent me this. So when I play it, I'm curious to see if we actually are watching this for the same reasons, or if we got the same perspective on this. Because I got a feeling I know why you sent this, but I'm not going to even go into what I think this is about. Which is funny because I saw that somebody else covered this like 15 hours ago, so it must be trending somewhere. There must be a few people who are going back and forth over this, and in fact, I did scroll the comment section. I did see a couple of women kind of throwing little jabs here and there, but let me go ahead and bring this on the big screen. There we go. Anything that you would like to say before I play this clip?
All right. The only thing I was gonna say is, man, let's take the people through there. We're going through there tonight. So let's hit it. You can roll the footage.
All right, hold on. Let me.
I'm starting to believe TikTok done turned into whole
Oh,
time.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. How did I?
I'm starting to believe.
How did I do that? All right, there we go.
They told me not to make his lunch. Oh, okay. They told me not to fold his laundry. Yeah. They told me not to pay for dates. Take me through there. Take me through there. Some people are mad at her, but you absolutely can cook, clean, launder, and spend your way right into a wedding ring. And that's exactly what she's saying that she did. Congratulations to the happy couple. But there are women out there who don't want to exchange domestic chores for a wedding ring. And those women aren't wrong either. Genuinely hope for her sake, years down the line, she isn't back on the internet complaining that she's tired of being the only one cooking, and being the only one cleaning, and being the only one doing the laundry, and being the only one paying the bills. I hope that what she's signing up for is what she always wants to do, because you can't change the rules of the game once you've already started to play. I only disagree when she makes it seem like this is the secret to getting a ring. It's not a secret, and you're not guaranteed a ring. There are men out there who will let you do all of that and never give you a ring, and then to go on and marry another woman who they'll make sure never lifts a finger. If you really consider yourself a girl's girl, or you consider yourself a feminist or believe in feminism, you're supporting this, because we want what she wants. If you want to cook clean for a man, I want you to. I want the kind of man who does those things too. I want that for you as well. And if you never want to get married, I want that for you. And if you want to be a rich auntie, I want that for you. If you want you and your man to be a dink, dual income, no kids household, I want that for you as well. The whole point is that we all don't have to have the same life for us to be happy for the other person. Every relationship is not going to be one size fits all. The only thing that matters is that it fits you.
She put a little extra sauce on there, but you get the gist. Why don't you go ahead, man, and tell me what this was all about for you. Do you agree with the woman in the video? What motivated you for this one in specific? Because I saw some stuff, but we might be looking at this completely different.
And see, that's why I wanted to do it, because it's all about opinions, bro. So I mean, it's all subjective, you know. People are not going to see the same thing, and that's completely understandable. But the reason why I wanted to do it is because this is something that, you know, you don't really get in this modern day, so to speak. What she did, you don't really see that too often in the modern day. Um, and she was pretty much trying to hint, you know, that she's not, you know, Like you got gold diggers and stuff out here. So a lot of that stuff goes down, but she's saying she want to do it the old school way. So I wanted to do it because you don't see enough of that. You really don't. Not in this day. That's something you probably seen back in the day. That was just more of a trend back in the day, generations ago. So that's why I chose to cover it.
I thought it was because you wanted to kind of rub it in women's face that this is why you know, you single, because you don't want to acquiesce to traditional roles, and in result, she has the ring and you don't. I could be wrong. Maybe you're not trying to rub it in nobody's face. Maybe you just want to highlight the fact that somebody seemingly got it right. Apparently, the woman in the video does not believe it. I love those little subtle jabs that they throw, because somebody did something similar in the comment section. They was like, man, holler at us in 6 months. Let's see if you still have that same energy in 6 months. Are you? I'm trying to figure out, because basically, like the title, it's like her friends told her, "Fuck marriage, fuck cooking and cleaning. This is 2025. You don't need to do any of that." And she decided that she was going to go in a different direction. To me, she decided, I want the household. I want the nuclear family. So I'm not really about to listen to your advice. Do you think that people want marriage anymore, specifically women?
Well, that's a good question. But going back to this video that we just viewed, and if you hear what she said, if you was listening to what she said they told me not to cook for the man. They told me not to pay for dates. They told me not to fold his laundry, and she wanted to go down through there to see what it was all about. And when she did, it was a ring at the end of that. See, the bottom line is, in the modern day, that's why I wanted to do it, because in the modern day, if you do the average group of women, that's girlfriends, friends, whatever they want to be, it seems to me that they like to keep each other down or each other single, with coming off of what she kind of said in that video. They told me not to. She told me not to. She told me not to. But she got a ring. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, most of the time most women are who they hang around anyway. So with the woman in that video, and she got proposed to and all that, got the ring, it sounds like she just need to change her friend group, the group of friends she was telling her that. Maybe she can't be with them no more, or whoever she knew that said don't do it. Because she went in the opposite direction, like you said, and she she got what she got. So I mean, hey, I guess you need to change the company you keep. Change your surroundings, and maybe it'll be a brighter day for you.
I'm not knocking what the woman said in the video. Times are not what they used to be. So you have a different level of freedom. A lot of why I believe relationships succeeded was because of traditional values. But as time progressed, though, women were allowed or given more privileges and more freedoms that in one way it prohibits them from regressing or adapting to that way of living, but it also gives them this false sense of self where I can pretty much do whatever the fuck you do. So I don't really need a dude for that. I don't. I got the money. So that's really the basis of my superficial life. That's the basis of most people's life. Money. You want to be able to afford and buy whatever the hell you want. You don't want an allowance. And you don't want to be under, mostly, you don't want to be under anyone's control. So, you've made it where women can make way more than you. And you've told them that men basically want them to be slaves. So they don't want to assimilate themselves with another person. If that means you're going to be a slave to them. What does that look like? Cooking, cleaning, doing laundry, etc., etc. That's what the narrative is. Who wants to sign up for that? And that's the ideology that a lot of women operate under. I use the mic.
Okay. Well, going back to that point, sir, you got something called gender roles. And I mean, we talked about it plenty of times before, but I just think it's different rules for different folks. You know what I'm saying? I don't think what somebody would do with one person in a relationship, they would do with another person. Because you got different people out here, different personalities. What one woman won't do, another woman will. What one man won't do, another man will. It's different rules. So it's a preference type of thing. So um maybe one man might want his woman to do all the cooking. And then maybe another man probably don't want that. He probably want her to do something different. You see what I'm saying? But it's still in a concept of the relationship that they got with that person. You see what I'm saying? So we're not going to just base it off of one thing and say this is the order for every relationship, because it's not the order for every relationship. um women women have roles, but going back to that video, you gotta, I mean, if marriage is the goal, because she got proposed to, if that's the goal, if that's where you heading to, then you got to put in work to get to that. I don't think nobody handing out their last name like candy. It's That's not how it go. you know Relationship take work, it take work on both parts. And I believe in order to get to that goal, if that's going to be the goal, then before you hear that, you got to already kind of be on that path or already be in that road. You see what I'm saying? So that what she got in that video was pretty much the cherry on top. But see, what we got to also focus on is, you know, what was up with that? What was up with that guy? Because the way the modern day have you look at marriages, that it's a scam because nobody really nobody's not really loving each other the way it was back in the day these days. So when you go back to what she said, what she was repeating in there, that's the modern way to doing it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do it this way now. We're not doing it how grandma and all them did it back in the day. That ain't the way to do it no more. Basically, in the modern day, we don't have to do certain things to get that. We can do other things. And I think the goalpost move a lot with the situation today. Um, for men to get married, it's a lot of changes that they got to make. Like what kind of man was he to her? Because I mean, yeah, he could have proposed, but in order for her to accept, he had to play some type of role in her life to get it to be accepted. For her to take the ring and them two gonna do their thing. So I mean, he had to be doing some things um in the relationship as well to get to that point where she's willing to do a video and talk about the things that she did for that man. You see what I'm saying? But we talk about it all the time. It go back to the respect piece because men view respect with love, and if you don't respect the man, you can't love him. So it's a lot of that going around. It's not a lot of respect going around and with these relationships, and it's a lot of situationships. I'm gonna say that in the modern day, it ain't. It's a temporary ship. You know, here today, gone tomorrow. But when you find something real, yeah, you can flaunt it. Yeah, you can put it out there because everybody don't have that. Modern day is different. So that's why um that's why it's the way it is today. You got it.
Man, a lot of these niggas, man, they were proposing to shit that they shouldn't be though. Not gonna sit here and act like all these folks that be getting engaged are really getting engaged for the right reasons. Some of y'all be falling in lust and you be saying I do and trying to walk down the aisle with somebody to spare or keep them from being what they really want to naturally be. And what I'm talking about is women and men who are not honest about the paradox of the relationship, and you're essentially both just there for proprietary reasons. There's no love there is no real emotional feeling. The only objective is to extract out of the other individual what you can, depending on what it is, for a certain amount of time before the expiration date runs out on it. So when I see these asterisks around these comments and these motherfuckers be saying, I holler at you in 6 months and like this woman said, you think it's all good now, but let's see what happens when he get tired of you or this or that. And then, for one, why are you even speaking negatively like that? I mean, it's not far fetched. I think it's corny as hell to even go that far with somebody knowing damn well all you want to do is get money out this person and have sex with this person. You don't want nothing beyond that. I don't know why people force marriages and force relationships when y'all didn't even come into it actually wanting a relationship anyway, but you're lying to yourself. And I said this earlier. So we're not going to sit here and act like every single man and woman who say I do or they show off with that ring, they did it the right way. Some of that shit just be for the camera. You know what I'm saying? Uh for all I know, or for all you know, she for the street. And he trying to keep her away from being out here amongst the rest of the gentlemen who wanted her attention and was showering her with all types of admiration. And there are dudes out here that they know damn well that she's not really into them like that, but they'll still go out of their way to try to preserve whatever they can from that, just so that she doesn't end up with somebody else. Just like these women will get married to dudes just for the benefits that they provide, and it has nothing to do with cooking and cleaning and all that other shit. So, like, I can see why people are skeptical about it. I believe we're talking about two different things. One where it actually works when you follow a certain system, and I'm addressing another area of it where people just are rolling the dice and just gambling with their time and energy and efforts. I yield the mic.
Yeah, that's what I was touching on though, bro, about the situation ships and stuff like that. I don't, you got a lot of that go down in the modern day. People be getting used and abused out here. And I mean, like we talked about it before, man, when your heart get hungry, man, you start believing those lies again. And you fall flat under the umbrella. But what I was kind of touching on is people that kind of been down through there, man, and know what that's all about, and came good on the other side. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go down through some of these changes to see the difference in the comparisons with these relationships that people be getting in. Now look at Steph Curry and with Aisha. Now he didn't got what, 5 babies from her. He was making a baby every summer. He won the championship with her. She kept on giving it to him too. Open sesame, you know? And then all of a sudden, you don't want to be his wife no more. And I think that's what Miss Lady was talking about right there. Don't don't get on the camera and flaunt that ring and say take me on down through there if you don't want to go all the way with that, you know? Like you said, don't stun on all your friends because they didn't get one. They couldn't find a damn simp to make them a wife, and you did. Yeah, women out there that's for the streets. If they get married, they found the simp. That's facts. Anybody that wants something real, you're not gonna marry nobody that's for them streets. That's facts. Let's put that on the table. Um, and if she really is for the streets, it's gonna show. She gonna go be with who the fuck she really wanted to be with, and use my man on that camera for a bag. Like everybody else been doing. You see what's going on with old Clay Thompson and them, and Meg Thee Stallion and all that. So You just gotta see, you know, what do somebody see in the other person? Because I mean, relationship is give and take, man. You got to be willing to give, and you got to be willing to receive too. So that's how it is out here, man. And you ain't got nothing to offer, man. 2025, man. You know, you ain't gonna get real far with this. So, uh, pretty much with old girl with that video, um, she's saying she did it that way, man, and that's a good thing because I mean, if you the things that she's naming that she's doing for her dude, think about it. Dudes will marry you and take less than that, like you said, because they don't have nobody, or um they just accept a lot of, they accept a lot. We talked about the video earlier with all that disrespect in that Chick-fil-A. Dudes take a lot of disrespect from these chicks, man. That's the facts. Put it on the table. And should I say, yeah, go ahead and marry him anyway. Look at what Steph Curry dealing with, man. Like, I mean, yeah, it's trending, but this ain't nothing. This ain't nothing new. She been wanted out that marriage, man. She wanted out that marriage, man. She wanted to be in the street. And if you go off the history of them two, yeah, they were dating when they were real young. Like, she ain't really blossom and mingle and dingle. It wasn't like that with her. They were like kids until they made kids. You know what I'm saying? So it was like that with them. So with him, they asked him why didn't you want to mingle and dingle? Why you didn't want to try all the flavors he said, because I knew who I wanted to be with. I didn't want to waste time. I married her. But then bringing about the point that you just said, maybe that's why he married her. It's coming out. The insecurities, the scarcity that men be having out here, they insecure and scared. I mean, if she want to be with somebody else, then let her. She don't. She did. You wanted to be a husband. Just because you might want to be a husband, don't mean that she wanted to be a wife, my dude. And it shows, and it's gonna show, and you can't conceal that too long either, because she's gonna have tendencies, and she's gonna display disrespect your way by the way she dressed. Look, I see her dressed with Russ. Show all that off like that on Russ. That's disrespectful, man. Yeah, yeah, you married, got all these kids with him, but you still advertising. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes down real, when you get real down through there with this marriage piece, and she got the ring and all that, she got to put in some work. She got to actually be that wife that she put on that video and showed that ring like that. And in return, he got to be a good husband to her. That's what this is, people. And this is not one sided. You can't just say, take me through there, and then when it's time to go down that aisle, and you got to perform and do stuff. Yeah, be that same. All he wants is to be that same person you was before I actually took you down through there and gave you that. That's what he asking her to do. And there's so many situationships that you don't have that. Somebody got a damn mask on again. They had a mask on. You went on and purchased that for her, and now when it's time to start the new life, you get a new damn person. You see what I'm saying? What have I done? What you done is that you moved too damn fast. That's what happened to you. You gotta be able to the when you love somebody, man, you gotta be able to love them for the good and the bad, man. It can't be always good. That's not how it go. I love them for all the good. Nah, they you gotta love them for that bad too. If you can't do that, then yeah, you need to get off that train. Real talk.
That's why I said what I said earlier. You have everything available to you at your disposal without having a heterosexual male standing in the gap. You don't have those extra provisions being withheld from you. The access that you would have to go through to get to that is readily available. Many women do not need the guy to obtain those royalties. So there's no real need for the wedding ring unless you are. So I see there's at least 2 or 3 different types. You have the gold digger. We all know what that is. They're willing to do whatever is necessary for the money, but they don't want to put in the actual work. They want the contract, but they don't really want to fulfill the position. Then you have, that goes for people like Aisha Curry, et cetera, et cetera. They all fit under the same category. You chasing after an NBA player, you're chasing after any type of industry artist, whatever. You ain't there for the love, my nigga. You're there for the lust and you're there for the clout. Then you have that group of women who get sabotaged by their friends and they listen to social media and then they fuck up their relationships listening to other people. See, they want the nuclear household, but they got too many bad seeds around them. Then you have the group of women who don't aesthetically appeal to a subset of people, but there are men that will marry them. Problem is, everything has been indoctrinated into the minds of these modern women. They think that they're going to be in some type of a Kunta Kinte type of a concentration camp if they say I do.
Why would the men marry her? Marry those type of women? Why would the men marry her?
I believe men marry for. I think men marry more for the right reasons than women marry for the right reasons. So a man is simple. He just wants to extend his lineage, and he wants to help me. Period. I don't know how else clear to say it. But men who they're not chasing women, they have a different level of discipline and requirements that come with it. So just because they desire it, they're not just about to sit there and take whatever just because they desire it. They would rather focus on doing the work that they need to be doing versus constantly being in the inbox or in the faces of females. So you said something earlier about him having to qualify or do things for her to want that marriage. Well, shit, no duh. The nigga already gotta be attractive to her before they date. She gotta like him physically. He gotta meet height, weight, jawline, all that shit right before they even exchange numbers. So he already has to have a million things going on. Then even after they do that, then he goes through a number of other obstacles. But the whole time that she's putting him through all that shit, if he got his shit in order, he's putting her through the same stuff. So you get what you put in. And if you're not willing to put in, then what are y'all doing? Period. The woman in the video, she seemed happy. If I'm just going off of the video, if she did and is doing her part to make that man feel like he's the king in the house, that he's the leader and all that good stuff, and she's really serious about it, I don't believe that going to the internet the way she did was necessary. If that was the case, I don't even believe in posting your personal life like that on the internet. So that bothered me. But if she's doing everything that she's supposed to be doing, go for it. I don't like what she did though, to be honest with you. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, we don't need to know that. Like, if you happy, you happy, cool. Everybody don't need to be in your business. Everybody don't need to know that you know what I'm saying, you about to walk down the aisle. That's for friends and family and shit like that, not for the world. But I digress.
Yeah, that's a point right there. That's a point because that's what I was gonna say about her posting that video. Now, there's nothing wrong with giving your man a little shout out. I'm with that. You know, some people be so happy, you know, with the other person, man. I want, I want the world to know who I'm with, blah blah. You know how I go, the spiel. But when you look at that video, when you look at that particular video in which she said, um, it seemed to me that it was more about proving the chick's wrong than making her man happy or that she happy with her dude. You know, she showed the ring off. She mentioned all the chicks that told her not to do these good qualities for this man. And she ended up being proposed to and she's in a marriage to be with this guy. So that's the thing that you gotta decipher. Some women get on there and they do post their guy, their mate, and they're genuinely happy. Let me say that. And I'm not knocking that. You know, I think that's a good thing. I think dudes, they if they genuinely happy with who they with, you know, it's nothing wrong with giving them a shout out like how she did. But we are talking about the modern day. And the modern day, you know, want, like pretty much what you said in the beginning, she want to, kind of stun on the people that doubted her. Said it, I guess it wasn't gonna work. She, that man ain't gonna marry you, this, that, and the third, I'm gonna get all y'all back and I'm gonna show you. And I'm gonna show this ring and I'm gonna show my dude and I'm gonna put it on your face, like you said. And and I'm also gonna ask, what's up? Because once that happened, now it's on. Like, where y'all folks at? What you got on it? See what I'm saying? So I think you got to look at that. Was it more about genuine happiness for that guy, or was it about proving those naysayers wrong? So I mean, that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think if you're a good woman, some good women out here. If you're a good woman, I don't even think you have nothing to prove. If you know you're a good woman and you do women qualities, you got good women qualities, then I don't see you don't have anything to prove because the proof is in the pudding. To be honest, you can get with somebody will turn your fucking life upside down and make your damn life a train wreck. And ain't no way you gonna be proud to post that motherfucker. And then you can get with somebody that turn your life around, man, and make you a better person. And I think if it's done right and everybody's doing what they supposed to do, it's nothing wrong with showing them some love, showing your partner some love. I'm all for that. You know what I'm saying? But you have to it got to be in the right energy. And I just feel like I hope with that video of her doing that, it do seem like she was kind of stunned. She wasn't like, you know, all up on her dude either. So all I can say if she for the streets, um, time gonna tell. And with my man, you know, he proposed to her, gonna marry that woman. It could be out of scarcity. We don't know, but I'm just saying, dudes do that, marry out of scarcity, man, and they not sure about their own selves. So when it comes down to that, man, it's not gonna work, and you got to really check on yourself before you take that next step. You know what I'm saying? Be sure about yourself. You don't ask for nobody hand in marriage, and you ain't motherfucking you know sure with yourself first. You know what I'm saying? Because you what you doing, you trying to take two lives and blend it together, man. And that's what that supposed to be about, man. It's a real sacred thing. And if it ain't like I said, if ain't no respect there, man, ain't no love. And only thing I can say with that piece is hopefully it wasn't it wasn't all about her getting that ring, and was more about them two celebrating the love that they got. So that's the thing. That's the difference. And if it was all about that ring, then you pretty much ain't gonna follow through with that commitment statistically, because statistically, um, women normally marry somebody they don't really want to be with, man. I mean, I hate to put the cards on the table because it's not done right. You see what I'm saying? They marry for the wrong reason. So most most dudes that go ahead and do that, they got to check that, because you about to commit to somebody that you don't even know if they really like you or they want to be with you. I mean, it's something to think about. If you look at the track record, it's it's on display right now. You see Steph Curry and Aisha. Look how long they've been doing it. And look what she's saying about him. Look at Will and Jada. They had kids. That kid shit don't mean nothing. This is about two people. You can. It's a lot of people had kids out of wedlock, so that child shit ain't gonna change nothing. It's are you meant to be with them or not? That's what's gonna come out. So that's the bottom line. Have you found your person, or are you still searching? All that's gonna be revealed. You know what I'm saying? As time go on, so it's the track record is right there. You can look at it. A lot of people that have done it, and look where they ass at, and there you go. I ain't saying everybody, but that percentage is up there. Most women that go ahead and get that merge, and they get that merge done, they mainly marrying somebody that they really don't want to be with, because the person that they wanted to marry didn't want to marry their ass. To put it all on the table. You know what I'm saying? That's how it really get down. and then they go ahead and take what they can get. And then once that happened, they get the ring. That's why I say that ring isn't more about her stunting on them women that didn't have nothing, because they didn't have nobody even. Or was it about her celebrating with her dude? Time gonna tell that. And if it was more about stunting on them women, then the dude that's marrying that woman in that video is a goddamn simp. And that's facts.
Sensational.
Yeah. Every time somebody posts on social media, it feels so inauthentic. Clickbait, rage bait, trigger warnings. Like, I've asked the question before, and I ask again: should your relationships be on social media? And I'm gonna stand by no. They shouldn't. They keep all your stuff to yourself, man, because people are evil out here, wicked. They troll. They speak nothing but negativity out of their mouth. You like it's so serious, and you don't like y'all don't really realize this, but there are people that will pray, or it's not even necessarily a prayer, but it's you know how you have affirmations. Well, in this case, when people say stuff like, "Oh, that ain't gonna last," or people say stuff like that, yeah, and when he cheat on you, don't say. When you say stuff like that out of your mouth, you are putting that in the air. You are planting seeds of discord in another person's life. That's why I'm very careful with what I say to people. And I don't really necessarily need you talking to me, because if you're negative all the time, or like that shit will rub off on another person. So you can't put all of your stuff out there, man. You can't. Just from a spiritual aspect. If you don't want to get married, don't get married. Ladies, if you want to be a hoe and you want to get trans ran on you and you want to partake of multiple penises, just do that. I know it don't sound good, but if that's what your heart desires for real, then don't commit to nobody. Or just be honest and say, look, I fuck with you. I think you cool as shit, but I'm traumatized. Like, I done had some adventures out here in the street, and as much as I want this, I got needs too, and I'm not gonna be satisfied with just your dick. I've seen videos where women have said that shit. See, you can act like you're a regular Snow White, Cinderella type of a bitch, but we know damn well that ain't the truth. Y'all like sex just like men do. Some of y'all nasty as fuck. Like nasty. Like that real, like, oh my, oh, whoa. I can't believe I just kissed this. Y'all be sucking on titties and all that shit. She be having mad nut all over her shit. y'all be wilding out here for real. But like, if we like being for real, men are nasty as fuck too. But y'all ladies, man, y'all be pretending like y'all don't be on no shit. Y'all be on some shit. So it's like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Yeah, and then you get divorced. Y'all want to blame the guy for why the marriage failed completely. Don't get married at all. Don't. This woman here, all this nan and boo boo, I got a ring too, all that shit. You jinxing yourself. Because guess what? All them miserable, bitter people, they time stamping all of it. There's people clipping that shit. Save, 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 save. And then when you resurface back on the internet, guess who's going to be right there waiting for you? Them same people. They're going to have all the receipts and text messages and shit. They do that shit with wrestling. So I know they do that shit here. Niggas be time stamping all type of historical moments just so that you can get back on the camera and lie, and they'd be like, oh no, nope. I remember you said this in 2013. I got the screenshot right here. If you happy, the world don't need to know you happy. The only people that need to be celebratory is you and your partner and your loved ones. There you go, the mic.
See, that's the thing. I think that's real pathetic if somebody wait that long till you fall on your face and just to show you that they was right. I mean, what was they doing in their life? If people can do that to you about a post, then damn, that mean that that mean they are double fucked up because it ain't like they got anybody even. You see what I'm saying? So that's crazy, but yeah, man, I just think when it comes down to these situationships and all of that, people need to really know what's going on out here, man, because it's a lot of situationships going on. And if people put their cards on the table, and mainly if you want the same thing, because you gotta want the same thing. And I think if you want the same thing, then your character will reveal that. I don't think people gotta ask or where you at and all that. It's gonna show. And if you ain't getting that, then you know what you got. People need to stop asking questions. I seen a video the other day. Main man said he got to keep checking the phone, and he got recorders and tracks all in the car. I mean, what you need to see it for? My man say, what you need to see it for if you already know? And you already know what type of relationship you got. If you got to do that, you need to get out of there because it's going down. Ain't no way you think about doing something like that if that's not happening. I'm gonna check the phone and like, come on, man. You need to get out of there. Why are you thinking about doing that? You see what I'm saying? So if your mind is on that, I'm gonna check that phone and I'm gonna put this track on. That's toxic. Your mind toxic. Um, that's a trauma bond. You know what I'm saying? You used to dealing with that drama, and you know and that's another thing. People are so used to dealing with drama and dealing with toxic motherfuckers, toxic behavior that they don't know what the fuck they got when they get with somebody that's doing everything right or showing them something new. It's shocking to them. You see what I'm saying? Because they haven't received none of that. That's why I said in the beginning of this video that different folks bring out different results in people and stuff like that because they do. And you got to just be open to receiving that shit. And I think when you so used to dealing with fucked up shit, then you're not gonna be ready for no real shit. And the only way stuff gonna work with that video and all that, if that woman is so happy with that man, is that she's ready to get into some real shit. And when you're ready to get into some real shit and be with somebody real, yeah, I agree. You don't have to put that on the camera like that, because you're gonna be so in tune with who you with, man. Who else needs this is your happiness. You see what I'm saying? So if you so happy, you don't have to share that with everybody. Just be focused on your happiness and your path. Because there's a lot of misery out here, and they say misery do love company. So we gotta be mindful of that, folks. Be mindful of who you with. We talked about it earlier. Give up that good customer service, all that. You know what I'm saying? Fold, yeah, she say I fold his laundry. You know what I'm saying? I pack that lunch up. She doing all that. She being that man peace. You know what I'm saying? And then in reward, I mean, in return, he wanna have that with him for good. He want to make that a lifetime commitment. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said on there, a man's job is to protect and provide. So everybody got their pet peeve. He said his pet peeve was just to make sure that whatever you doing, just make sure I have a nice home cooked meal, waiting on me when I get home. You ain't gotta worry about no bills, and I'm taking care of you and all of that. Then we take care of each other. And I think a relationship is what you make it. So that go back to what you said. A relationship is what you make it. You can't take and don't put in. That's not how it's gonna work. It's not going down like that. So that woman did her due diligence. In return, that man had to do his due diligence, and they became together. That's the way it worked. And if you ain't willing to do that, then you signed up for the wrong thing. That's all I got on it.
And most people do sign up for the wrong thing. There's really no shortcuts around that. This is a secular world, a worldly one. You're not identifying the intrinsic values that are necessary to maintain a relationship of any kind. Ebb and flow. It's all about ebb and flow. You're a helpmate, not a slave. Put that on record. A helpmate is not a slave. If you continue to listen to the social media psychobabble, you have nobody else to blame but yourself for the pitfalls that you end up in. If you've gone through anything, you know exactly what is required of you and what is required of the other person. Nobody is going into a serious situation where they're actually vetting a person under the constructs of manipulating and controlling anyone. The only people who are entering someone else's perimeter with those type of intentions are folks that are immature and operate from a worldly position. Your idols are Snoop Dogg and Cardi B and Donald Trump and people like that. When you're listening to people like that for life advice, or you're listening to somebody who spends most of their life on the block for your guidance, you need help. It's God, man, woman, kids. It will always be in that order. And if you're getting your information or your support from anybody before him, you've already lost. Social media has destroyed a lot of people, man. And for the record, if you got to go through somebody's phone, they were never yours in the first place. Period.
It was getting shared.
Yeah. I'm at a point where it's just like, all right, look, I'll tell you, I talked to a couple of people here and there. I ain't stopping none of this until we have a conversation about how real this is and how temporary it is. Are we going anywhere beyond just playing house, or are we actually about to lock in? Because this is what I got going on over here. All of them present and offer me something that you do as well, and there's a potential for better over here if you're not willing to do what they're doing. That's where I'm at with. I'm not checking your phone. And if you feel like you need to check mine, you're not going to have to, because I'm already let you know this is what I got going on. We grown. What I got to lie to you for? Life too short. And I ain't got time to waste 6 months of my life on you, knowing damn well that the shit ain't about to go nowhere. We just here for the convenience of the moment. But overall, you probably don't want to be under the same roof as me forever. You might only like me for visitations, conjugal visits. Shit, maybe I'm just somebody to kick it with for a little bit, and you ain't really. That's those are the type of conversations you should be having. Let me know like what that is, so we can just. But nobody's doing that. Most people aren't doing that.
Ain't nobody having no conversation about somebody being somebody's damn sponsor and shit like that. Like, you know, you gonna be my personal prostitute or something. Like, I mean, it's it's a lot to uncover, man. You don't know, but at the end of the day, when it comes to that trust shit, the way I see it, man, it don't matter what you had going on. Once you find somebody real, man, and they on what you on, man, that all that other shit gonna fall off anyway. It's just gonna fall off the wall. It's gonna drop like flies. It's really just it's basically just come down to a character thing. Because I mean, at the end of the day, if you find somebody that's gonna offer you more than what you've been getting, you gonna take the big offer. And you ain't gonna settle for crumbs when you can eat steaks. You know what I'm saying? That's just common sense. So
It's not even see. Well, I don't know if you mean that from the sense of a woman's perspective or both, but
I'm just saying in general, it's a character hit. You know what I'm saying? Because people only gonna be as loyal as they need to be. You know what I'm saying? And if you already know what you on, my thing is if you already know what you on, you gotta find like a match. It's called a matching. And if that shit don't match, then you know what you working with. You know what you got. But if you find something that is a match, then you should know what you got too. You see what I'm saying? It's really to prevent somebody to invest the wrong way, invest everything into the wrong person, because some people do it because they got shit playing in their mind, the shit that the way they want to do it. but it's not a match. You see what I'm saying? So you pretty much putting all your chips on the table for the wrong reason. And when you do that, you know what I'm saying, you take an Elroy Jetson, and we don't need no more of those. So I'm just saying, before you do it, just, yeah, check the character. The character got to be right with yourself, and the character got to be right with your partner, your helpmate, your life partner, whatever. Like, it got to be like that. And if it ain't like that, then no dice.
Yeah. I guess my final thoughts to be continued. Congratulations to her and her soon to be husband. I wish y'all the best. But in the future, this is why I don't like the public stuff. You can't have everybody praying over you. That's number one. Praying doesn't necessarily mean they're doing this, but it could just be a regular conversation, and everything that they say out of their mouth sounds depressing. It sounds like they are angry, bitter, resentful. It sounds as if they are speaking scriptural, demonic doctrine over your existence. They're speaking failure over you. They're constantly saying things in doubt, or it comes off as if they're putting up invisible roadblocks. Those type of things I consider prayers. They come through text messages. They come through conversations that they're having with other people. Those are the ones that loom and lurk behind the screens, and your friends and co-workers, they secretly be having murmurings in their heart about your joys and all that. Yeah, that's one of the main reasons why your shit should be private. Secondly, it's none of our business. It just ain't none of our business, period. We don't personally know you. I don't mind you sharing your joys and your happiness with folks, but do it with people who actually love and care for you. If you're a public figure, that's unavoidable. Still keep it minimal, but most of this is not our business. But then soon as stuff go left, everybody gonna be talking about the shit for the rest of their life. Russell Wilson is never going to get away from it. Sierra's never getting away from it. Will Smith is never getting away from it. They will always be in conversations. Kim Kardashian, Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez done been married to 4 different people. 4. How does that modern day lifestyle work for her? I digress, man.
Don't forget about Ric Flair. Because Ric Flair done went down through there too with a couple mergers. Everybody had a chance to get on Space Mountain a few times. So yeah, we're gonna throw Rick in there, Nature Boy. But I hear you though. I do hear you, but that's why in this situation right here, you should not confirm appointments. You should just confirm arrivals. Once you arrive, man, hey, all of that witchcraft, or you speaking, or you speaking negative on my blessings or anything like that, it's nothing you can do about it at that point because it's already been done. And once that arrival happened and you arrived, yeah, I mean, if you want to share your happiness, yeah, share your happiness, because the reason why, because like you said, that people gonna scream your failures way louder than your accomplishments. And when you talk about the social media app and all that, they gonna holler every time you lose or you fail at something. Like you named all those people, the Will Smiths, the Jada Pinkett's, the Aishas and Stephs of the world. He got to play a whole season knowing his wife want to spread legs to other dudes. He gotta go out there with that on his mind, shooting. That's hard, bro. That's lingering over his name. So I mean, when you got that going on in the other season, I hope it get him another championship, because the other season, he had to think about his parents. His parents was going through a divorce. He ended up winning the championship that year, but his parents split. So I mean that's some of the stuff that can break you, but it can also make you. You know, stuff can make you. So yeah, don't be afraid to spread a little joy. It ain't nothing wrong with that. You overcame some stuff, and don't be afraid of that. But keep going. Only thing I'm gonna say about it is I hope that the guy, the man, and her is willing to perform their duties to the highest level to the other person, and don't let no ring change that. If you can't do that, then it was all a front. It was all a facade. It was a scam, like how the modern day perceived marriage to be. You know, the love, like you say, the love ain't real. So I guess only commit to when it's real. If it's not real, no commitment. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, with that being said, man, yeah, I second that. I too wish them the best, man, because it's a lot of hate and envy out here, man. Especially when that woman got on there after she showed that ring off and was kind of hating on that junk on her, man, because she ain't got no man. She ain't had nobody to get down and do that with her, because she been taking herself all down through there with everybody. So when when it get to the point where you can be happy with yourself and be happy with that one, man, you won. You know, because the truth is, before social media even exists, people was talking about you anyway, whether you do good or bad. So why wait till you do bad for everybody to say something? If you're gonna say all the bad about me, hey, let me add this motherfucking good on top of it. Talk about this part too, because whether you do good or bad, they gonna talk. And that's all I got on it, man.
Good show. Shout outs. Shout outs to everybody who pulled up tonight. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. Yeah. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. Be back. Set your notifications. Chauncey Billups, you got some explaining to do, sir. You and your comrades.
Agent Zero, you snitch. That man is a whole rat. He just looked like he eat Cheetos all day. That's how he looked. I got something for him. They took him down there. Everybody else coming together. Come on, man. And then I heard from Kwame. What Kwame say? He said he was in there chilling with the FBI. So them was his buddies, man. You don't know how many Jews he dropped in that house with them, that mansion. This
Right.
stuff was planned for months.
Oh yeah, we gonna have a field day with this one. Hey, make sure your notifications is on for tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your evening. If you need to reach me, you know how. I'm about to go back in this lab real quick. I gotta get some more recording done. It
Gotta
don't
stay in the
stop.
lab. Gotta
Yeah,
stay in the lab.
this shit is 24 hours, man.
Man,
But
Lab King Productions.
respectfully, y'all be easy, man. See y'all, Lord willing, tomorrow. If not, enjoy your Sundays.
Gotta take them through there. Gotta retire with that ring.
If I'm a one-hit wonder, at least I got one, huh? At least I got something, really ain't me. The beat bumping, one song could change lives. Let's see something, one joke could save lives. We gon' keep coming, keep functioning, something out of nothing. Ball-wise, I'm top 300, get your favorite artist. I'll chop it up with mutton if they haters. Your ghost could be bludgeon if they for real. We getting money, so check BS minus Negroes, cutting everything authentic. Stupid shit I did it, punishing myself like my mom prison. No questions, no T not lifted. One time for